Flag Studios, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I make my renders. This is the second part of the series. I showed you how I made my templates, and I said in that video that I would show you guys how I make the renders. So let's just get straight into it. So the first thing you're going to do is go into your search engine, and you're going to go to stunodracing.net. And you're going to click on this downloads right here, and that's going to bring you to this download section where you can download a bunch of different base designs, templates. You can see there's the Eric Jones Air Force car there, bunch of different cool stuff that you can download, but that's not what we're focused on. We are focused on rendering. So you're going to see there's this mods tab here, and you're going to hover over it, and it's going to show you this Splash and Go mods, and you're going to click the Monster Energy Cup Series one, and then you'll see it has this SNG Ments 19, and you're going to click that, and it's going to bring you to here. There are about 7 different mods you have, but the one we want to use is this one, this SNG Ments 2019 Car Viewer X Files. You're going to click on that. You're going to download it. I already have it downloaded because I've been doing this before I made this video. So you're going to download it, and then and you also have to download Blender, which is what I use to do my my renderings. So now we're in Blender, and you see there's this cube here. When you first open Blender, you can just press X on your keyboard and delete that cube. But now we're gonna go, and you see here there are these these 4 circles up here. You're gonna click on the last one, the 4th one, and this is gonna give you a really good shading scene when we actually put some stuff down. And so this is your camera, and this is your light, the 2 basic things that you want to keep. But you're going to go add mesh plane. You're going to add this plane, and then you're going to press S on your keyboard and just make this a really big plane. And you can already see we're getting this shading here, just like that. So now we have this plane in our render scene here. And you can see we have this shading here. But now to get your car into Blender, you're going to go to File, Import, Wavefront OBJ, and go into your downloads, which is where the file should be, and you're going to see it's going to be called Men Cup 19 X Files, and you're going to double click that. And now you can see you have Toyota, Mustang, Dodge, and Camaro. We're going to be using Camaro. And you're going to double click on this Camaro.obj and import it, and there you go. Now you have your Camaro imported. So now what we're going to do is make sure you're on this Camaro layer, and you're going to go to the Move tool and just move it up. Now I like to go actually underneath the car so I can see the wheels, and then move it up right like that, just so that the wheels are just barely touching the ground. And you can actually off click it like this, and we can see that the wheels are just barely on the ground, which is just how we want them. That's how I have them, at least. But now you see we are on this file here, and you can see this shading and how the car adds shading, and there's shadows over here. But now you see, so you want to click on this Camaro layer. Make sure you're on the Camaro layer up here if you just click on Camaro. And then you're going to go to this circle down here. This will be the Materials tab. You're going to click that. And you see over here there are all of these different materials. So you've got paint job. I think these are the parts. Oh, it says Chevy parts right here. But there's just a bunch of other stuff like the roll bars. These are the windows. I think these are the fins. But there's just a bunch of different parts. I think that's the engine right there. But you're going to go onto every layer and just go down, and you see right down here in this underneath settings, you see it says Backface Culling. You're going to click that and watch the car. When I click it, it's going to take away all of that, or some of that black that is sitting out there from all of the other pieces that are showing through. So you're just going to do that for every layer. You're just going to go and click Backface Culling for every layer. And you can just skip through this part. But just, yeah, make sure you click Backface Culling for every layer. I actually don't know why. I actually learned how to do this from a tutorial video. So, you know, I'm doing what the tutorial said, and it works for me, so I haven't noticed a problem in my renders. But now that we have Backface Culling on the car, we're going to go, and you'll see it says right here, material_1048. You're going to click that, and those are the windows. Those are the windows, and you're going to go down here, and you're going to go to blend mode right here, and click on it, and you have all of these different options, and you're going to choose this alpha blend. And you can see it's kind of see-through, like you can see to the next window here, but you can't see all the details inside the car. So what you're going to want to do is, it says right here, it says alpha, and you're just going to move the alpha down. I usually put it around 3, as close to 362 as I can get. I think that's as close as I can get. And I like to put the roughness all the way down. That's just what I do. You can do it differently if you want. You can go ahead and change it around. And on the metallic, I like to put the metallic all the way up to as close to 480 as I can get. And then you can also add some roughness to the metallic, but I like to leave it like this. But now you're going to go onto this paint job layer right here. So make sure you're on that layer, and you're going to go down here and go to here, this little triangle area here, and you see right here where it says normals. You're going to click on that little arrow there and just turn auto smooth off. It just makes the car look a lot better. And then you're going to go to this wrench and click add modifier, and click the edge split and turn off sharp edges. You may like it with sharp edges on. This is how I do it. I don't like the sharp edges. But yeah, now you see we have our car here. And so now what we're going to do is now actually put the base on the car. Now, one thing you do need. You need to have a base like, let's see here. You need to have a base like this one. You see here, it's actually a Splash and Go graphics. I use Splash and Go bases and the Splash and Go mods for the renders. Now you need to use this one. When I first started making templates, those bases were not as those bases will not work for rendering. I've tried it before. They do not work. Does not look good. But now that I have that out of the way, you go ahead. You can see right here it says base color. You're gonna click this card.bmp, and you're gonna see it says image texture. Right there, you're gonna click that, and now you have this right here, and you see right here there's an X and a folder and some papers and a little shield thingy. You're gonna click the folder, and you're gonna find your template. So what I'm gonna do is my template is in this finished section, and it's gonna be right here. This Kurt Busch Carvana #1, and boom, there is the template. So now we have now we have the template imported into the render. and I gotta say it looks pretty good. And I'm actually surprised by myself on, let me zoom in on this real quick. Oops, too far. Wow. Oh man. I'm usually not very good at this, but right here, if you see right here, this is some of my best work right here. Right there. Man, I matched that up like perfectly. I'm surprised with myself. This side is not so good. But I'm surprised with myself on that one. But you see the logo here, the Carvana logo. If you remember from my last video, I tried to curve it. But yeah, so these, you'll see it's kind of like falling over onto, the, onto the lights, onto the headlights, but it doesn't actually show through onto that part. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on to this, I'm on the paint job here, and I'm going to go down and you see, remember all of these, the alpha and everything. I'm going to take the metallic and I'm going to turn the metallic up a little bit and, you know, turn the roughness down, and you see that'll make it a little more shiny. So if you turn the roughness all the way down and turn the metallic up, it makes it really dark, which I don't want. I don't want it to be super dark. So you just got to find that perfect roughness and metallic balance. Ooh, that's a really, ooh, that's shiny. I think I like that. So yeah, so now you see we have the car in the render scene, and we have the lighting, but the only problem is we only have one light. So we're going to go to click this light, and you're going to do on your keyboard Command C and Command V, and then do the move tool, and just move the light around to where you would like to place it. And if after you don't like the metallic, how much metallic you have on the car, then you can go ahead and change it. Yeah, just mess around with the lighting scene, with the lighting. Mess around with the metallic. That's mostly what I did when I first started. I was just messing around with the car, trying to figure out how I wanted my how I liked my renders and how I liked it to look. So you can see here we still don't have, in my case, in my opinion, enough lighting right here so far. But I think this might be good on lighting here. So yeah, you can see here this looks pretty good. So now if we go here, we see we can go into our camera here, and there are these three buttons. There is zoom, the hand tool, the camera tool, and which basically brings you to a perspective a little bit better of a view. And so you can kind of move your view around, and then if you click this, it gives you a nice so right now this is what I would be seeing, and then you could click this perspective tool and it would give you a nice perspective of the car, and you can see it kind of distorts the car a bit and makes it a little bit longer than if I go like that. But yeah, it's a really cool tool for just like looking around at the car and what it looks like. But we're gonna go out of that and go into our camera, and you can see here this is what it looks like in our camera. And so if we go to this square here, you have to be on the camera layer, and if you go into this orange square here, the object properties, you can move the location of the camera. You can move, yeah, you can basically just move the location, where the camera is located. So let's see, I'm gonna move it right to there. Ooh, that looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna actually go out of the camera, and I want to put one more light right about like right there, and then we can go back into the camera, see how that looks, and I think that looks pretty good. So now that we have my camera set up, I'm gonna go ahead on my keyboard. I'm gonna do function F12, and you see that's gonna start to render and take a photograph, and that's just gonna, oh, there it is. So it shows you this photograph, and this is what your photograph of your rendered car looks like. So you're going to click this image, and you're going to save as, And if I can find it, it'll probably be in my documents. Find your documents. I have my folder. I have a renders folder of all my different kinds of renders, and I usually title it. So this would be Carvana 1 PNG, and I don't want to save it as a render. Every time I did save it as a render, it came out just a black photo, and just gonna save the image, and boom, there's your image. So you can close that, and then you can go ahead and move the camera around, find different angles, go like this, and then go out of the camera tool. And then if you can see here, right here, there's a rotate, there's transform, scale, and rotate. So I'm going to rotate this on this blue bar. I'm going to spin it around, and then you can go back into camera and see what it looks like. So I'm going to angle this down and maybe move it back a bit and slide it over, and maybe move it up right there. Gotta move it up a little more, and boom. Oh, that's almost perfect. There. And then same thing, FN F12, function F12, and it's going to render it for you. Image, save as, Carvana 1, and then in parentheses, I'm going to do 2. And then save the image. And I usually take 2 to 3 shots of the car, just so I have a few different views of the car. And I'm going to rotate it again, just like that, and go back into the camera, and you just move it around like this, move it up a bit, move it back and up, and then you can rotate it again. But this is just basically what I do when I render my cars, just trying to find the best view of the car. And we can move it back this way a bit and raise it up, and function F12, and get the render, image, save as, number 3, and save the image. Now, one thing you can do is, if you go out of camera, you see this little circle, this little ball right here beside the one we're on. If you click that, it's going to add a little different perspective, and now you can see in the reflection you're outdoors, which is funny. But I'm gonna leave it here. And but yeah, that'll be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you like this video, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys